Hello and welcome to the AI, your English news bulletin. I am Akivito and these are the headlines. A school on the restive Assam-Mizoram border was damaged in two bomb blasts triggered by unidentified miscreants on Wednesday afternoon. India, Germany, Qatar, Turkey and several other nations have reaffirmed to not recognize any government in Afghanistan that is imposed through the use of military force and called for an immediate end to violence and attacks in the war-torn country. Protests erupted in Chandelle district against the removal of a Naga flag by the state's police at Japho Bazaar on Naga Independence Day. Reports say protesters burned down a traffic police post at Japho Bazaar. And now the news in details. Protests erupted in Chandelle district against the removal of a Naga flag by the state's police at Japho Bazaar on Naga Independence Day. Reports say protesters burned down a traffic police post at Japho Bazaar. That the United Naga Council has imposed a total shutdown in all Naga areas for 24 hours with effect from August 14th midnight to August 15th midnight. The shutdown was announced in protest against the Chief Secretary's order of August 7th, deliberately imposing on all village leaders to collect the Indian national flag from the SDOs and to hoist and celebrate the 75th India's Independence Day on August 15th in their respective villages. A release issued by the UNC's publicity wing stated, the UNC has demanded that the Chief Secretary of Manipur must retract the order at the earliest and warned that it will take its own course of action. The UNC directed district Naga organizations, women, students and tribe ho-hos to strictly enforce the total shutdown in their respective jurisdictions. India is a democratic country and the Naga people had never opposed the celebration of Indian Independence Day, stated the release. It is unprecedented that the state government and district administrations are resorting to such cheap tactics to further suppress the political aspirations of the Naga people and the decades-long struggle for achieving enduring peace in the region, it added. The release further stated that the Naga people vehemently condemn the action of the state security forces in dishonoring the sanctity of the Naga national flag and the people of Chandelle district in particular. The ransacking of the Naga People Organization's office and Senapati District Students Association office and snatching of the Naga flag by the Assam Rifle tantamount to insulting the Naga people, it added. The UNC has appealed to the public and the Nagas in particular to extend their fullest cooperation. In view of the anticipated third wave of COVID-19, the Union Health Ministry on Friday released the second tranche of the India COVID-19 Emergency Response and Health System Preparedness Package or ECRP2 package to states in order to strengthen the healthcare system at the rural and district levels. Phase 2 of the scheme was launched on July 22nd to put in place a huge nationwide matrix of medicine and equipment hubs. Of the rupees 23,000 crore announced budget, the first tranche of 15% of rupees 1,827.80 crore was released for the states on July 22. In the second tranche, 35% of the funds were released on Friday, making it a total of 50% allocation to the states. With this, states have been provided over rupees 7,000 crore to scale up their preparedness level for the next COVID-19 wave. The scheme aims to decrease the pressure on urban medical centers by ramping up medical facilities in rural, peri-urban and tribal areas. In the absence of early warning, the second COVID-19 wave exposed the lack of preparedness to deal with the pandemic. Lessons have been learnt. The centre and states are working in tandem, a top health ministry official told India Today. States were asked to submit a requirement list and execution plan, the official said. Now funds are being allocated quickly under an extremely transparent scheme which is open to public audit, the top health ministry official said. A school on the restive Assam-Mizoram border was damaged in two bomb blasts triggered by unidentified miscreants on Wednesday afternoon. The incident happened almost 7 months after another school was blown up amid a violent border row. Pabindra Kumar Nath, SP of Southern Assam's Hailakandi district, said the blast had damaged the Muliwala Lower Primary School on the Assam side of the border. The school is about 12 kilometers from the nearest police station at Ramnathpur. The situation is tense but under control, said Nath, who inspected the school with Deputy Commissioner Meghnidhi Dal. Nath said that the security has been increased. Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation P. Paiwang Konyak inaugurated a civil helipad on August 14th at Wokha. During the inaugural program, Konyak highlighted that till 2018, the flying hours for the Nagaland chopper service was only 400 hours. After his meeting with the then Home Minister Rajnath Singh at New Delhi, the flying hours were extended to 1200 hours with 2 helicopters of dual engines. He highlighted that the centre has allotted a 90 crore project for fixed-wing aircrafts with priority at every district headquarters. He urged the public to make use of the opportunity and also made an appeal to the public to contribute more land for development. Later, Konyak left for Mokchung for identification of a runway. Robin Lotha, Secretary for Transport, acknowledged the department and the minister for having special concern and attention for Wokha's citizens. He gave a brief highlight on the project details and said that Nagaland had now 12 helipads with 9 operational and 3 under construction. Lotha Ho Chairman Mondamo Uvung expressed gratitude to the minister and department besides submitting a 2-point memorandum to the minister addressing the need for good roads towards the newly inaugurated civil helipad at Vangkusung and to assign a caretaker of the property. The Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party of Mokchung region released on August 14th its party's constitution in Ao dialect at the party's office here in Mokokchung. The party's constitution in Ao dialect is an initiative of the NDPP's Mokchung Region Youth Organization and was officially released by the Nagaland Legislative Assembly Speaker Sharingen Longkuma in the presence of advisor Medoyoka and top party officials. Congratulating the successful release of the party's constitution, the NLA speaker said it is important for the party to lead the grassroots people living in the villages and all the corners to know about the NDPP's manifesto, agenda and principles. Citing the recent formation of opposition-less government in the state, Longkuma asserted that an opposition-less government was the biggest progress initiated by the PDA government, cutting across party lines for a common front and to give a final push to the Naga political issue. He asserted that one will know that progress will happen only when the Naga political issue has been solved. Longkuma informed that a consultation meeting with civil bodies is scheduled to be held on August 18th in connection with the Naga political issue. Advisor Medoyoka also spoke at the event. He asserted that the party is young but the leadership is intact and under the leadership of Nefurio, the government will complete its tenure. Yoka asserted that the opposition-less government is not for political mileage but rather to give a push to the Naga political talk. Further, he congratulated the NDPP's Mokchung region and the NLA speaker's effort in realizing its idea to translate the party's constitution into Ao dialect. He added that it is first of its kind and it would be emulated by the rest of the party's regional offices. The Wokha District Chamber of Commerce and Industry has stated that unless somebody comes up with a brilliant plan to enforce closure of shops and still prevent loss to traders or find an ingenious way to compensate them, it is best to avoid closure of shops. The WCCI issued a press release on August 14 stating against closing shops. The WDCCI stated that in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the government had deemed it necessary to close down business establishments intermittently to break the chain of transmission. Unlike other business centers, the market in Wokha is very fragile, and so even though it took a great toll on the business community, the community there complied wholeheartedly because they believed it was with good intent and for a good cause, the organization stated. As if this hasn't been hard enough for the traders, the public have continually witnessed the undesirable phenomenon of closing down shops for various reasons by various parties, as though doing so will solve any political or social problems in the society, it stated. One should understand that business owners, whether big or small, depend on the daily incomes from their shops to run their homes and needs. It stated, if one is to estimate in terms of hours and income lost on any particular day of the shop closure, the amount will surely be staggering, and one can be assured that nobody is going to compensate the traders for their losses incurred for even a day. Unless somebody comes up with a brilliant plan to enforce closure of shops and still prevent loss to traders or find an ingenious way to compensate them, it is best to avoid the habit of closure of shops, it stated. The Longlang District Administration and the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and Mahila Shakti Kendra, in collaboration with the Health and Family Welfare Department of Longlang, organized a free health camp for women and girls in commemoration of the 75th Independence Day at Bautang Government Higher Secondary School in Longlang. Talking to Hornbill TV's correspondent, Women Welfare Officer P. Phungla Phom highlighted some of the activities. She said the department will also be opening a stall during the celebrations at the local ground to promote female entrepreneurs. She requested women to take active part. The other events of the day included a healthy baby show competition and a baby diaper change competition. 3 more bodies were recovered from the site of the landslide in Himachal Pradesh's Kinnaur district, taking the death toll to 20 on the 4th day of the rescue and search operations on Saturday, a senior official said. Management Director Sudesh Kumar Mokta said 3 bodies had been retrieved from the rubble at Chaura village on National Highway No. 5 in Nichar Tehsil. The search and rescue operation for the rest of the 10 missing persons is underway, he added. Meanwhile, keeping in view the continuous falling of shooting stones at the sliding point, Nichar Sub-Divisional Magistrate Manmohan Singh ordered to restrict all type of vehicles at this point for the safety of public from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. In his order issued on Thursday, he stated that the station house officer of Baban Nagar police station would ensure deputing of police force at both ends of the site. On Friday evening, 2 people were injured after stones falling down a mountainside hit their bus near the area. In the meantime, Mokta said, search and rescue operation, which had been suspended on Friday night, resumed on Saturday around 6 a.m. An SUV and its passengers feared buried under the rubble could not be traced so far, he said, adding that it might be possible that the vehicle rolled down along with the debris. The rescue operation is being carried out jointly by the National Disaster Response Force, Indo-Tibetan Border Police and members of local police and home guards. On the day of the incident, 10 bodies were recovered and 13 people were rescued. Twitter India Managing Director Manish Maheshwari has been given a new US-based role, a senior company executive announced on Friday. This comes amid criticism from Congress against Twitter after the micro-blogging site blocked the official accounts of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and other senior party leaders, as well as the official handle of the Indian National Congress for violating the rules of the micro-blogging site. Earlier, Twitter had blocked the official accounts of former IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad and Congress leader Shashi Tharoor. Mixing 2 different vaccines of COVID-19 is a very risky decision and it must be discouraged, said Cyrus Poonawalla, chairman of Serum Institute of India, on Friday. Briefing media persons here, Poonawalla said he is against mixing vaccines. If mixing is done and results are not good, then vaccine manufacturers will blame each other for results, he said. The vaccine authority will never give full approval because it is a very risky decision and it is a waste of time, he said. When one vaccine is working, he questioned why should they mix it up and cause complications. It should be completely discouraged, he said. He also criticized the central government for extending the time period between the first and second doses of the Covishield vaccine in India. Normally, the second dose must be taken between 2 to 3 months period, Poonawalla said. When the product is not available, the government finds a solution that the second dose must be given after 3 months, he said. There should only be a 2-month gap between both doses, stated Poonawalla. Asked about the booster dose, he said everyone should go for the 3rd dose after 6 months of taking the second dose because by that time, the antibodies in the body start reducing. Poonawalla informed that even He has taken the third dose of the vaccine, and staff at Serum Institute of India have also been given the third dose. India, Germany, Qatar, Turkey and several other nations have reaffirmed to not recognize any government in Afghanistan that is imposed through the use of military force and called for an immediate end to violence and attacks in the war-torn country. Issued by Qatar on Friday following two separate meetings on Afghanistan in Doha, said the participating countries agreed that the Afghan peace process needs to be accelerated as a matter of great urgency. The statement came as the Taliban continued its onslaught, capturing a number of key cities in the last couple of days, including Kandahar and Herat, Afghanistan's second and third largest cities, while significantly expanding its territorial control across the country. It said the participants urged the Taliban and the Afghan government to build trust and accelerate efforts to reach a political settlement and comprehensive ceasefire as quickly as possible. The first meeting on August 19th was joined by the representatives of China, Uzbekistan, the US, Pakistan, the UK, Qatar, the UN, and the European Union, the Qatari Foreign Ministry said. The second meeting on August 12th was attended by representatives of Germany, India, Norway, Qatar, Tajikistan, Turkey and Turkmenistan, the US and the UN, it said. J.P. Singh, the Joint Secretary in the Pakistan-Afghanistan-Iran Division in the Ministry of External Affairs, represented India at the second meeting hosted by Qatar. And that was all for the eye. For more news and updates, stay tuned to Hornbill TV.